So the thing is, I feel like we've been lied to pretty much our whole lives. And I want to tell you a little story. I'm gonna break it down for you real quick. So, um, I went to college to play football, and the end result of that was I didn't really get to do much playing of football, and I ended up dropping out. Now, the thing about that is, what happens immediately is society gives you a label, the label of dropout. But the thing about that is, that's when my eyes fully awoken to what I was actually here to do. So, all through life, if you think about it, we've always been given a plan. From school, we get given a plan, we get a syllabus telling us everything that we need to do. At work, before you even apply for a job, you get a job description to say, okay, yeah, I can do that. When you play sports, you get a playbook so you know exactly what to do. Now, the thing about all these things is they do have something in common. They take out your ability to think for yourself because a plan has already been written for you on what you have to do with your life. And when it comes to life, that is exactly what the powers above want to happen. They want you to not think about it because it's already been written down for you. You don't have to use any critical thinking skills because you know exactly what you have to do day after day. Now, just from that, tell me if you're thinking about something that you don't have to think about, that you might want to think about a little bit further. Now, it starts to come with like, what is my life for? So, one thing about life is because we've always been given a path, it's already been written for us. It's really hard to see something else besides what's been written for us. So after I dropped out of school, that's when real life started for me, because I had two choices. I could be labeled as a dropout, and being labeled as a dropout, it gives you only a set amount of options. You can only do what they deem are jobs fit for people who don't seek higher education. So if you got some things coming to mind like fast food or things like that, that's what usually gets equated with people who don't finish school. But then on the other side is that you actually get to figure out how you're going to do life. So I decided, and I thank goodness for my parents that they gave me they let me come back home, and I had a stable foundation to even chase my dreams or figure out what I wanted to do with my life. Now, the thing about that is, the whole thing is scary because there is no syllabus to life. There is no set plan to follow. You just have to start figuring out pieces by yourself. So when you get a job, that's done for you. When you go into the military, that's done for you. When you go to college, that's done for you. All you are is a piece, and you get to move about fitting that role. But when you want to do something other than what's been written, then it's scary. It's extremely scary because there is nobody there to help you. You have to figure out each and every step of that process. And the thing about that is, it's not written down anywhere. You have to figure that out yourself. And what society does is it eliminates the thought process out of that. So when we think about a grand vision, the only thing that we can think about is the end goal, because we haven't really been given the ability, or we haven't been shown how to set goals for ourselves. So we don't know if we're succeeding or if we're failing. And I realized that it was an extremely difficult part of that journey. But the thing is, it's possible. And it's possible no matter how old you are. I set my path something so unique that I have absolutely no regrets in my life, because I figured out my way through failure. I figured out my way through pivoting. I figured out my way through all these different things, and you can do that too. The thing is, what nobody will tell you is that you don't need a full plan to do the things that you want to do in life. That's the trick. There is no full plan. You develop the plan as you go, because when you fail at something, then you're left with two choices. You're going to say, I'm going to stay here and go back to where I went, go back to where I came from, or you're going to say, I got to keep going, and you figure out a way to get around that. So this is the process that we have to go through when you're chasing your dreams, when you want a better way of life, when you want to get in better shape. This is life, and this is the reality of life, is that it's supposed to be an unwritten script. It's supposed to be your path, not a path that somebody wrote out for you. So with that being said, what's one thing that you think about life that just doesn't seem right? I'll tell you what I think, just to give you something to think about. I think that is absolutely insane that we have to go to work every single day and work for 40 some odd years, and then at the end of our life, whether it be 65, 69, whatever the retirement age is, and then we have to have this little nest egg that's supposed to take care of us for the rest of our lives. Now, why do we have to wait to spend that money? Like, we earn that, and we're suffering in real time waiting to get to that point. Like, that is the end goal. That is a script that has been written for us. And I want you to start thinking about this. Like, is that peak? Because at 41 years old, I think that my life is just beginning. I see things a lot differently now. And I think that we all need to take a step back and sit down and think about what you actually want for life. Because wherever you are, no matter who you are, where you come from, this is not the end, this is the beginning. But the uncomfortable truth is, what I'm going to leave you with is that you're going to have to dump out pretty much everything you know about life. Because we've been following somebody else's game for so long. Now it's time to follow your game. And you're going to have to challenge every belief that you believe so far in order to get to that point to where you know what your path is. So I'll just leave you with that, man. Life is not what it seems to be. We have been lied to. And now that you have a little bit of a path, I want to challenge you to think about all the things in your life, and think about, is this really what I want to do with my life? Is this the end for me? Is this just the beginning? Am I in the middle of something? Now, I'm not talking to, I'm not saying that, we're wasting our lives or anything, but what I am saying is that life can be so much more than what we're living. So if you want tips on how to start to challenge those different beliefs, no matter where you are in your journey, like and subscribe. I got a lot of stuff to break down to you, because the things that I'm starting to discover about life is absolutely mind-blowing and mind-liberating. So I'll leave you guys with that, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.